Welcome to the Raw Reality Reset series.
If you've fallen off track, lost momentum, or picked up habits that no longer serve you, this series is for you.
Over the next few episodes, we're diving into the hard truths, mindset shifts, and practical tools to help you reset for the second half of the year, rebuild momentum, and get back to feeling like you.
Because 6 months can change a lot if you decide to start now.
Welcome back to our podcast and the Reset series. I'm very excited for this episode because we're hitting winter. We're hitting the time where you normally enter into a little bit of a slump. You're unmotivated, you don't have energy, and you just feel a little bit flat. So if you feel like that, then this episode is going to be for you.
We have very special guest, Bec Stewart, who has been on the pod before. If you don't follow her, well, you're doing something wrong. Go follow her. But you recently posted a YouTube video about being in a bit of a slump and getting yourself out of it. And we know you're the habit tracker queen, the habits, rituals, routines queen. And I think it was very refreshing to see, you know, someone who probably people a lot of people pedal still because you are so organized and you kind of have that. But everyone has their moments. And I think you sharing that YouTube, everyone, not the permission slip, but everyone's like, oh, like we all go through it. So today we kind of wanted to just go into a bit of how, you know, we can get into a slump, how you got out of yours, and then kind of rebuilding back from there. And this is very much not a start again thing because I know all three of us are very much like, we're not starting again on Monday. We just pick back up and we continue on.
Yeah.
So welcome. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel really honored. This is actually the first podcast that I have been invited back to do another episode.
Well, we were like going through the series of what we like, how we wanted to map it out. And I was like, well, duh, like have to have Bec on.
Thanks, guys.
And then you posted that video and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Perfect.
She's been in a slumpy slump, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So when you were in the slump, what did that look like and how long did it last for?
This little slump, this has been a very interesting year so far.
It really has.
Everyone was like, it's the year of the horse, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, nah, the horse hasn't moved. It's not galloping. It's stuck
behind the gate.
He's like still in the stable like, I'm ready.
Yeah, look, this slump has been a very slow burn. It's been like, I started the year so fucking excited. It was like I turned 30 this year. I turned 30 in Feb. I was so excited to kick off the year. I was turning 30. It was like this fresh energy. I had all these big, beautiful plans. And then I ran into a bit of a curveball with my health early this year. Long story short, for a bit of context, we found a tumour behind just under my earlobe in my parotid gland, which is our saliva gland. It is benign, thank God, but obviously there is an array of testing that had to happen, CT scans. I had a biopsy. I've just gone through an MRI and I'm now getting that surgically removed next week.
Oh.
So while I was waiting for all of those tests and going, you know, blood tests and scans and doctors and what have you, it was just this constant state of anxiety. So I guess it's just been a very slow burn from literally January 1st up until now. I wouldn't say I'm still in the slump per se, but I still have this like lingering anxiety that I can't shake, and I don't think it will go until I get this surgery. So I'm going to say I've been not myself for 6 months almost.
And like that time has like, I can't believe it's June. Well, it's actually July as this has gone live. But it feels like this year is just flying, and it's I think everyone had such high expectations of the year of the horse and all of that, and we're all into it. But you do just have to take it as it comes.
Exactly.
For you in that period, in the beginning of kind of feeling that slump, what were the signs for you? Where did you feel like you started to derail?
I stopped taking care of myself, actually. My nutrition was the first thing that slipped. I was like, I just want convenience. Sometimes I just wasn't eating because I was just so anxious. I could not bring myself to work out because I was like, what's the point? I'm so anxious. I have this thing going on. I can't control it. Like, fuck it. I just want to wrap everything up and just throw it away. Business started to slip. BTS, obviously forward facing. I think the thing with myself and probably a lot of listeners with the anxiety, I actually function better when I'm anxious to a degree because it's the one thing I can control, forward facing. If I look like I have my shit together, like
I do.
That's how I cope, you know? So My house was super clean because I was like, I can control my house. I can control how clean I am. So it's like that high functioning anxiety, but behind closed doors, my brain is the worst place to be. So there were the things that firstly slipped. And I think it was just a matter of being like, oh, I'm not feeling good. I'm not looking good. You know how when you're not exercising, you look at especially for us, we're always in front of the camera. We're always filming ourselves. We're always looking back at that content. And you know your body best, right? And you can see when things aren't what they used to be. So
and it could be the most minute thing and no one else notices.
No.
But you notice it, you feel it. And that's what matters.
And you can see it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I can tell I'm not doing well. And it was kind of those things behind the scenes that dropped first, but then it became a little bit more forward facing. And I was like, I'm not posting as much. I don't want to post as much. I'm not inspired. I don't want to create content. I'm looking at myself and I'm like, girl,
who is this?
Yeah, you're not looking after yourself.
That's the thing as well about when you do have anxiety or when you are in a slump, it looks different for everyone.
Totally.
Because like you said, when you are in that state, it's almost like high functioning. So it's like, okay, whatever I can control, I will control. Whereas other people, it can be the complete opposite. Personally, almost like when I'm stressed, my house goes to shit. Like that's the first thing to go. But then I just control like little other things as well. So it's like it looks different for everyone. And some people procrastinate.
Yes.
Some people overdo things to kind of make up for it. So it's just also recognizing that if you are going through a slump, it is going to look so different on you versus someone else.
Exactly. And I would almost argue that I went through waves where it was a bit of both. So at the very beginning, the house went to shit. I literally deleted the Instagram app for a week because I was like, I can't look at it. I stopped working, what have you. But then it got to a period where I was like, oh, I need to regain this control. And then it's this high functioning, everything's perfect, everything's pristine, the house is clean. I'm like always put together.
It's like one end or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks later, it'd be the opposite end again. And it's like this truly like riding the wave of emotion where it's just like, what the fuck's happening in my brain? I just have to do what I can.
When did you feel like you noticed it and you were like, oh?
I think it was like seeing myself in content, even looking at myself, even like signing on for work just before I got into the office. For context for the listeners, I just moved into an office, which is very exciting. So I was working from home a lot. But I remember like just looking at myself being like, I feel like an actual slob. I don't put any effort into myself. I'm trying to jump on stories and I look disheveled, which is completely fine to a degree, but like it was my life for 3-4 weeks.
And that's what we literally always say. If you don't feel like you look good, you're also the effort elsewhere. It doesn't get put in. Even if you're in like a nice tracky set and your hair slicked back, so much better than like not putting any effort in at all. And then you find that you're not working as hard, you're not as productive. And even as coming to the office, I feel like we're all so much more productive because you have to put some effort in to come here.
Totally. And I think that's actually digressing a little bit, but I think getting somewhere to work from every single day was the best thing for me in this season of life. I'm like, I put a cute outfit on, I do my hair every single day, I put on makeup every single day, I want to film content, I want to work harder. So it's been a beautiful transition for this season.
At what point did you go, okay, Bec, enough is enough, we need to get out of this?
I think I noticed it when I was looking at myself and I could notice those tangible things. But I think it was the business side. And I actually had a meeting with my partnerships manager and she was like, look, girl, we need to, because it's literally I pay her per hour to implement strategy, like to think of strategy to help me grow. And she was like, look, this is the data we have.
It's not looking
this
good.
Is the decline we're seeing. And it was like she's obviously the most incredible, like I have 2 managers. One's the director and then the assistant talent manager. But they were like, we know you're in a lull, but like, let's take back our control when and where we can. And that for me, someone else noticing it, I was like, yeah, that's, I mean, it was like a bit of a kick in the face, but it was also really refreshing because I was like, thank you for being like a second voice for me. Like I know things are slipping in the background, but when someone else can pick up on it, I'm like, okay.
Something needs to be done.
Something needs to be done. And you know what? It was one of those things where it's like my brain was the reason I was on a decline, I suppose. Like there actually wasn't anything there for me to worry about. It was my brain catastrophizing something that didn't actually exist.
And it's so hard when you're already in that spiral to get yourself out of that spiral because then you do start feeling sorry for yourself a little bit and you do start playing into that as well, which isn't anyone's fault. It's like you're literally your brain, like you said, over exaggerating everything that you are feeling. So then someone else is like, okay, this is the fact. And yeah, it's really hard to hear at first. Yeah. But then you're like, okay, no. Like I actually do need to get out of it.
Yeah. It's very empowering. It can be a little bit depressing at the same time because you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But then it's like, actually, I have complete control here. And waiting for those results and waiting for scans to come up and waiting for that doctor's appointment, the wait is already so, for lack of a better word, painful. Like it's so uncomfortable waiting for those results, right? Why are you adding more suffering to this process? Like take control of what you can because it's already a shit time. Like it's already not fun.
Yeah. That's what I always say. Like you can either be anxious and be sad or be depressed or however the emotion that you feel, but it's the time still going to pass and you can either be happy doing that and you're still going to get either a good result or a bad result, but you can't control that in-between part. So you may as well feel better doing it. Okay, real talk. Do you know what's actually in your cleaning products? Most products you buy in store are loaded with forever chemicals. These chemicals literally never break down. They build up in your body, in your home, and in the waterways. And every time you wash your clothes, spray them around the home, or wash your dishes, you're coating chemicals into things you sleep in, eat off, and your kids touch.
So we've recently switched over to the Lucent Globe detergent sheets, which are completely free from forever chemicals. But not only that, the cleaning results are crazy. They smell so much nicer than chemical-filled products, and they make me feel way better about what I'm using around the house.
And what I love, not only do they actually work, but they also keep innovating. They constantly bring out new amazing scents for your laundry like pineapple coconut, sandalwood vanilla, and even Chanel No. 5. These products are literally game-changing.
Lucent Globe isn't just a brand that has slapped a green label on something. They have a team of scientists working full-time, constantly refining their formulas. So if you're someone who reads the labels on your foods and even your skincare, it makes sense to apply the same standard to all the products you clean your home with.
Head to lucentglobe.com and use code REALITY15 for 15% off your first order. Do you think people romanticize being off / like not trying? Because you know that sometimes like, oh, well, I just don't really, I'm not having a good day. I'm not having a good week. And my brain is like all fuzzy. But then it sometimes gets to a point where you're like not actually trying. And do you think it kind of got to a point with you and that's almost where your manager did have to be like, well, kind of like, let's go now. And it's like, okay, no, I actually need to try again.
I think in general, I do believe that yes, people love to glorify a downfall or a shitty period in life. And I think we're all going to go through these moments, right? But there does come a line where you're like riding this wave a little bit too much. And it's enabling you to stay inconsistent, to stay, not having discipline, to, it's almost excusing you for not following through. So for a while there, this is actually a really good question because I don't think I was romanticizing that. I think I was actually just I was struggling. And as the person I am, I really, really, really struggle with accepting the fact that I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, but like what else can I do? And like I have these goals and I have this growth and I'm like, I want to get X, Y, and Z. And so I think for some people, it depends who you are. For myself, I was not romanticizing or justifying that as, as an excuse. I was riding the wave, but I think generally, people can.
It's like that when you're determining whether you're being lazy or you need rest.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, are you being lazy and just saying, oh, my body needs a rest or could you get yourself up and go to the gym or do the hard things?
Yeah, and it is hard to differentiate sometimes.
Yeah, 100%.
It truly, truly is, especially when you're struggling and you're in a state that you haven't been in before. You're like, am I actually okay or am I just being a little bit lazy? Like, and this is the best part of life, I feel, is that we get to experience the lowest of lows and be like, fuck, I've never done this before. This is so shit.
That stretch.
Yeah, but it's like, and the highest of highs where you're like, I feel I'm experiencing the most incredible amount of success and growth. Like, oh my God, I've never felt this before. And I think that's the duality and the beauty of like being a human and getting to experience the human experience is like exactly right. We're stretched beyond what we could comprehend before or what we were able to deal with before.
I literally saw a quote talking about the exact same thing yesterday. All it was a reel. And it was almost like through society at the moment, we're so focused on being our best selves, which is amazing. But it's like, get the perfect sleep score, hit 10,000 steps every day, no alcohol, no bad food. You have to feel 100% every single time. And they said it's actually just removing the human experience for life, for your downs and your ups. And there's no contrast anymore. You only know the good. So the really good isn't really good anymore. And you only understand like where you're currently sitting. And as humans, we do need the ups and we do need the downs.
You can't
to
have
actually
one
feel.
without the other.
Exactly. You need the yin and the yang.
Yeah. What was the hardest part for you coming out of the slump?
I think it was just finding my feet again. And I think it was this knowing that like you have to get back on track. I mean, you don't have to, but then
But you're like, I've got a business to run. Yeah.
I've got a household to maintain. I have a brand to build. I've got a podcast to build. I've got orders to pack. Like I've got rent that needs to be paid. I think it was learning how to, because like life goes on, right? Like life doesn't stop for you just because you've got a health scare. Life doesn't stop for you because you're sad.
Yeah.
Like life literally has to go on. And I think it's acknowledging, okay, how can I honor the really shitty season that I'm in while still acknowledging the fact that my life and bills have to be paid, like life has to go on. And I think it was the biggest learning here was being able to take that mental control back, be like, I'm really struggling right now, but equally I got to do what I got to do.
We were literally speaking about this the other day. I'm like, sometimes you just want to pause everything. And you're like, why does life keep moving? It's like you can go through the most traumatic experience of your life and then be like, bill overdue. And you're like, oh.
It's the overdue bill for me. Like, I'm like on the verge of a crash out. What do you mean my rent's due today?
Well, we were literally saying the other day, we were talking about me being really, really sick. And it's like, well, life just is going to keep going.
It's like I can feel compassion for you for like the 5 minutes. But I'm like, oh, but like, we still have an episode that needs to go out.
Yeah,
so like, let's go.
Yeah. Even like one of the girls upstairs, one of your coaches was like no one can help you.
Yeah.
I mean, like they can, but it's like no one can help me make me feel better because it's been 8 months now. And it just is what it is. And you just have to ride the wave and get through it.
Yeah. And I think it's such a skill to be able to deal with shit like your world. Just because your world has stopped for a bit, like whether it's your sickness or something goes wrong or, a health scare, just because your world stopped doesn't mean the rest of the world stops for you. And I think it is such a skill to be able to acknowledge I'm so fucked right now mentally, but I need to carry on.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest learning. And it's a skill that, hang on, sorry guys. It's all right. It's a skill that I'm glad I'm learning now, before I'm like getting into my my next season of life, being a mum and, dealing with potentially a not so cutesy pregnancy and, managing business with a newborn and whatever. That new season of life, I think I'm glad I've learned this lesson now.
Do you think, because I know when I've previously gone through slumps and like you were saying before, you can be like going through emotions you've probably never experienced. And we've all been through slumps across our life, but every slump is going to look different as to what season you're in. I find for me personally, coming out of a slump, it's always like, where do I start? What do I do? And I know a lot of people listening would feel that and then just not start because it seems too overwhelming. What for you is like the first go-to task, habit that you implement back in?
I always come back to my feel-good fundamentals, and I think I spoke about this on the last podcast with you guys. I always talk about it, but I have like probably 3 set things that I will always pick back up. The first thing is movement. Now, I cannot even tell you the last time I have been in the gym for 3 days plus consecutively this year.
The last 8 months.
Yeah, and I'm just like, me 3-4 years ago, I would have been like, you're a fucking failure. You suck. You are piling on all this weight, even though no weight has been piled on. It's just like my brain playing tricks on me. Now I'm like, I go down to that gym in our garage. We've got a home gym, and I just stretch. I just pop on the treadmill for 30 minutes because I'm like, I need to move this energy. I need to get rid of whatever's like this stagnant anxiety. So the movement is the first one. The second one is sleep. Sleep is king. Sleep is the GOAT. Like if we haven't got sleep, like, and I'm sure you guys can relate, like if you are already like crashing out and then you don't sleep.
Oh my
You're
God.
like,
Double crash. I always say it's like
yeah.
when you're trying to get to sleep and you know you have to get up early and then you really struggle to sleep. But then now you're starting to get stressed that you can't sleep, which puts you off sleeping. And it's just the worst cycle to be in.
It's
And it
like
just exaggerates everything.
a different level of, anxiety. So movement, sleep, and then obviously our nutrition. Like the days where I wasn't feeling my best, I was opting for the snack food or just, drive through Guzman and, I'm just like
The easy
comfort,
comfort.
convenient.
Yeah.
And it's
comfort.
because your brain has worked in overdrive the whole entire day. So your decision fatigue is like literally out the window. You're like, I can't make another good decision for myself. But I just want to reflect back on what you said around movement. And it wasn't to lose weight. It wasn't to look your best. It was to move energy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people forget when it does come to just simply moving your body. It's not about actually like training. It's about exercising for your mental health and moving in any way that's going to make you feel good, because you know the difference between a day where you haven't moved your body and a day that you have, regardless of what it is. A simple 10-minute walk outside makes you feel better. It's getting out of your head.
So much better. And as you said, it was literally 15, 20, 30 minutes on that treadmill. And I'm like, wow, I'm a brand new woman. Like I don't have that yucky anxiety in my tummy anymore because I've just like walked it away.
Yeah. And it's like it can take everything for you to get on that treadmill.
Yeah.
But the second you get off, or even the second you press start, you're just like, I actually feel better.
You're like, why did it take me 45 minutes
Literally.
to get up there?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, just like like everyone's always like, I need to stretch more. And then as soon as you do it, you're like, oh, I feel so much better for that.
Why don't I do this every day?
Yeah. I find that in this period, people they kind of go to the extreme and they go, right, I'm in a slump and I feel like I've gained weight, my business has gone backwards, and then they go and set all these unrealistic goals. And like Lil just said, you mentioned before, it's just about movement. Like I just wanted to move the energy in my body. It wasn't like, well, I need to now go lose 3 kilos that I've piled on in my head. So any words for anyone listening going in through this period right now, and instead of going, I need to set all these unrealistic goals that feel scary, so then potentially even postpones not starting again, but continuing on these habits, what would you say to someone that, is trying to not start again, trying to pick back up?
Yeah. I think the worst thing, and it took me way too long to learn this, but the worst thing you can do when you're coming out of a slump or quote unquote starting again or pick back up with something is going all or nothing or cold turkey. Yeah. You are truly, like I cannot emphasize this enough, you are truly setting yourself up for failure. You are coming out of taking my example, I'm coming out of a really shitty time. Like my nervous system is shot. My poor brain is shot. Like you need to get so crystal clear on the 3 to 4 things that make the most impact for you. This is subjective, so it's going to be differing between person to person. But if you can think of just 3 things that if you did for the next 7 days, you would be 1% better, feeling better, do that. It could be as simple as nailing your 2 liters of water. It could be as simple as going to bed at 8:30 instead of scrolling for 45 minutes before, you said you were going to go to sleep. Move, get up in the morning, go for a walk, or when you finish work, get on that treadmill for half an hour in the gym. Like pick just 3 things that if you did for the next 7 days, you would be 1% better this week.
I love that because we get in such a trap of thinking, okay, well, I have to reset on Monday. Yeah. And it is so, so common. And it's the easiest way to do it because as humans, I feel like that's where we're motivated to just go all in. And it's almost easier in our head to do everything, to do one thing. But it's knowing that the everything is going to last maybe till that afternoon or if you're lucky 3 days. Yeah. Whereas the one thing is going to last so much longer. And then once you've ingrained that habit, you build on that and you build on that. Exactly. And like you said, all you focused on was your 3 fundamentals. It wasn't, okay, I'm not allowed chocolate. It was like, okay, I need to introduce better food into my diet. And it's not eliminating things. It's adding simple steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your bare minimum standards in life?
Do you mean like my feel-good fundamentals? Do you reckon that would apply?
Yeah, probably. Do they stay the same when you're at your best and when you're at your worst?
No.
What's the difference?
Well, yes. But when I'm at my best, we habit stack because they're easy to get done.
Yeah.
So the feel-good fundamentals are the things that are really easy to build back to
Yeah.
once you come out of a slump. When I'm feeling my best though, of course we habit stack dependent on the season that I'm in. So when I'm feeling my best, it's highly likely I'm thriving in business, right? So the bare minimum standards for that would be, okay, I'm producing X amount of content per week. I'm recording X amount per week. I guess it really depends what season I'm in, I suppose. So when I'm in a shitty season, my bare minimum standards are my feel-good fundamentals.
Yep.
If I'm in a business season, you know, they're my bare minimum standards for business. If I'm in a season where I'm like, I want to just focus on my family and, you know, seeing mum and dad all the time and really focusing on, you know, building the household, whatever, those standards are different then. So yeah, I guess it depends the season I'm in.
Yeah, I think that's good for people to hear too, because it doesn't have to be the same all the time.
Exactly.
And every season, and it could be week to week, it could be month to month, it could be a couple months in between. But we always say this, it's like adjusting to the season that you're in, because I'm about to go, like this whole pregnancy has been a massive season, but in that I feel like there's been multiple seasons as well. And now I'm about to step into a new one. Same as us, like moving into the warehouse and stuff. Like life is constantly moving, and you know, if you're focusing on growth and whether you're owning your own business, in a career, in a sport, they're going to have seasons, and learning to adjust with that. And that's adjusting your routines as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to not do that as well, because sometimes I'm like, oh, well, I'm just super busy. I still have to do all of this extra stuff, and that's just going to put extra stress on you, lead to more burnout. And honestly, then you end back in a slump, and then it just constantly repeats yourself, because I believe that a burnout leads to a slump because you're mentally so exhausted that you can't action anything. And that's almost what happened with you. Like your, like, I guess health as well, like your anxiety on top of that just like led you to be like, oh my God, like I can't do anything else, and it's really hard to keep moving. And I love, like, I talk about it all the time with my clients. It's like maximum standards and minimum standards. Like they have to be different. They cannot be the same.
And it's like everyone's going to go through a slump, but the problem is when you stay there.
Exactly.
So
and you know what? It's so easy to stay there. Like it's actually easier to be like, oh, I just won't train today. I'll just get Macca's today. Like,
and that's where I think
feel like shit,
like pick 3 things that you're going to stick to for the week feels way less overwhelming than going, well, I need to hit the gym 4 times and get back to the routine that I was in prior to the slump, because it's not going to happen.
And like low-key, I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah.
Like if
you're not going to do it.
No.
Yeah.
And if you are already coming out of a season where you're like, I just was not feeling my absolute best, going back into the absolute maximum that you can do, I can't think of anything fucking worse, to be honest. Like, you will not see me in the gym 5 days a week after this, like when I get my surgery done.
Yeah.
You see me in the gym like twice a week.
If people are just honest and realistic with themselves from that get-go, they're going to actually get back to where they were faster than if they were to just set those goals straight off the bat. And then they'll probably be in a slump for a few more weeks until they realize, oh, I need to be slow before I can speed up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you have moments where you check in with yourself about where you're at, and how often is that?
At the moment, it's probably weekly. I do a pretty
I feel like you're really good at this.
regimented check-in with myself. I feel like I need to be at this point in time, because like every couple of days something could slip, especially leading up to the surgery. This is my first ever surgery. It's a high-risk surgery. It's major neck surgery. So I'm like, every couple of days I'm like, all right, where are we at? What do we need to complete? How are we feeling? What have we done? How can I set myself up for the next couple of days? And it's quite literally taking it day by day. So I'm like, okay, I've only got 2 meals prepped. So I've got to, prep on this day so that I have X amount of meals for the following couple of days. And, what does my content plan look like for the next couple of days? How can I set myself up so it's constantly circling back in? How are you going? How are you feeling? What needs to be done? How can I support you here?
And sorry, is that like journaling for you?
Yeah. So I journal every morning, but I also have like an actual structured check-in in our health and wellness journal every Sunday. So that's kind of just like, how can I make next week 1% better? What did I do really well? What am I proud of? Even if it was something that nobody saw or noticed, I'm really proud of that. Just like little prompts here and there to kind of, and again, it's not this like really crazy transformation that I'm striving for. It's literally like, I just want to feel 1% better than I did yesterday, or 1% better than I did last week,
How do you do that on the days where you aren't feeling so good and your anxiety is really high? Like let's say it's a Sunday and you wake up and you're like, I feel like shit today. Do you still journal that morning, and do you still check in with yourself that night?
I don't journal. when I can feel that I'm not feeling 100%, I'm not as pedantic with the journaling. I find it helpful, but sometimes like talking about said thing that's making me anxious actually makes me spiral more. So sometimes it's like, how can I have just one more positive thought than I did yesterday? Or what is just one thing that would make me feel that tiniest smidgen bit better? Is it calling my mum? Is it texting my brother to like, hey, can you talk? Let's have a little chat. Is it going for a minute longer walk than it was yesterday? I would argue that there is, even on your worst days, one tiny little glimmer of hope that you can strive for. Maybe it's putting on your favorite podcast or playing your favorite song or cancelling all your meetings for that day. Did this recently. Cancelling all your meetings and just cooking. I just wanted to bake. I wanted to make some cookies.
So therapeutic.
Oh, it's
Take
mindful.
your mind off it.
Yeah.
I'm using my hands.
You
I'm
can't
reading
be
a
on
recipe.
your phone, on your laptop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had some jazz music playing.
Oh,
I was
stunning.
like, it was raining.
Oh, even better.
Not the rain.
I'm obsessed. And that's like, I think so good for people to listen to as well because, you know, some people might be in a slump and then journaling for them is going to fix the problem. Like maybe journaling whatever the problem is going to help them realize that they've maybe made it bigger in their head.
Yeah.
But for you, if you know, like thinking about it and like writing on it is just going to catastrophize it more in your head. And that's where people need to experiment and try journaling, try all these different things to then find what works for you. Because now going through these slumps, and yes, it'll ebb and flow and it'll change. But for the most part, if you have your feel-good fundamentals and you have the things that get you out, you kind of know how to revert. It's like you learn to revert quicker than sitting in it for longer.
Exactly. And this is why like I'm so passionate about the concept of habit building. And one of the reasons I love it so much is that it is so subjective for everybody. And that's the beauty in it. So like you'll see these routines of like your favorite influencer or your favorite fitness, whatever. And it's like you can't copy and paste someone's routine. It may not work for you. My feel-good fundamentals may not be the same as somebody else's. So I think it's that beautiful, and a lot of people get so irritated by the concept of trial and error, having to find what works for them.
Because they want it now.
Exactly. Exactly right. And I think it's a beautiful thing. Like you are spending your precious time figuring out the human that you are. How beautiful is that? How powerful is that? You are building and adding to your toolkit to get yourself out of things or improve yourself or better yourself in a certain area of life. That's beautiful.
Especially as you go through your 20s, because when you're at school or university, you're like told to do all of these things and you truly don't really know who you are into your later 20s. And then you have to figure out, okay, I'm on my own. Like you don't really have as many, not that you don't have people to support with, but no one's doing things for you. Like they're not like, it's okay, darling, I'll help you out here. It's like, oh, well, I'm the only person that can help myself out. And that really only happens the later half of your 20s. And that's where the trial error comes into place. And it is scary because it's something that's so new. It's not familiar. It's uncomfortable. But you do have to fail forwards.
Exactly.
It's like almost in a sense society, like going through high school, primary school, high school, it's like not that you're taught to run away from your problems, but you're not told to face them and kind of do what we now do and create these routines, which hopefully that changes. And hopefully the generation coming through are learning to like deal with their emotions faster and be open and talk about it, which I think it is, because if I think back to when I struggled with mental health, like if you spoke about your mental health, like it was deemed as, oh my God, she's got something wrong with her. Yes. Whereas now I feel like you can fairly openly talk about mental health and have a conversation about it. So I think it's improving, but it still's got some
work
to do. Yeah.
How much does your environment impact your mindset?
Oh my God, it's everything. And I harp on about this. Like I physically cannot concentrate on anything if my environment is messy. So I actually won't start a work day until my environment is clean. I actually won't clock on for work unless my desk is spotless. But on top of that, it's not just a physical environment though, you know, like digital environment plays a huge role in how good I'm doing up here. So even in the prep for this surgery, I have gone into my TikTok and fully cleaned out my algorithm. And what I mean by that is anything I don't like, anything that's making me spiral, anything that's making me anxious, surgery-related, cancer-related, complications from surgery-related, I have gone into settings, not interested.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any more of this. I've gone into Instagram and I've blocked keywords. I don't want to see anything to do with these keywords. I think I spoke about this to you guys in our last episode, but the amount of people I have on mute, like love you, but don't want to see your shit.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm the same.
I actually
You know what?
I got told the other day that men versus women, when it comes to clutter, it's literally something in their brain it's like completely different. So
we say this all the time.
Yeah, when women see clutter, it's like our cortisol actually rises.
I'm like angry.
Yeah. It angers me. And then the other day, so Cade will open cupboards and not shut them. Like no.
The amount of times I've actually had blues with my husband. Like, close the cupboard.
And they're just like, why? And the exact same thing happened yesterday. If as soon as it happens with clothes, I'm clean until it comes to clothes. We have a spare room, clothes on that bed, right?
Same.
Shut the door.
Shut the door. Can't see it. And Kay was like, oh, where's my belt? I said, on that bed under the pile. So just kind of pushes everything onto the floor.
No.
And then I was just like, are you going to pick it up? He's like, well, what's the difference between on the floor and on the bed? I'm like, a huge difference.
Really different,
a very, very big difference, sir.
And
they just don't get it.
I think I sent Lil your story the other day of your desk. Did you reply to it? Because you had your flowers and also it was like starting my work day. And I was just like,
stunning.
Her setup looks gorgeous. Because ours, we're still working on cord management. And because there's
management.
A lot of us.
There's 8 of us on one table, laptops, computers everywhere. Still sorting that out. But Jackson can work on I don't even know how to explain it. His desk could be, you couldn't even see the desk and he will work fine. And I'm like,
they don't think about it. That's the difference.
No, they don't. They're like, I'm getting my work done. Why does it matter?
Yeah.
My brain just actually can't comprehend a task. It's like,
it's just it's thinking about the clutter.
It's like, if you can imagine all these different conversations happening at once in the head, that's what it sounds
so many
like.
Tabs open in your brain.
Just clear it.
Yeah.
Clear the mess.
Yeah. Usually I clean my kitchen every night. So I wake up to a clean kitchen.
Oh my God, girl. I'm so glad that I'm not the only one.
No,
I can't sleep if my kitchen is messy.
No, same. I want to wake up and see the clean bench.
Yeah.
This morning, it was not. We were just tired.
It's okay.
And we just left. And then this morning, I wasn't in a rush. I was well for time. But I just could not be bothered cleaning, putting the dishes away and then packing the dishwasher. But I couldn't do anything because the kitchen was such a mess. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. Just do it. Just get it done. I felt so good after.
Yeah.
And then I could continue getting ready for the day.
Yeah. It's an actual roadblock. I cannot move forward unless
my car is stuck in park.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Literally.
Handbrake is on.
Yeah.
I'm pressing the accelerator trying to go, but it's not moving.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
If someone feels behind right now, what would you say?
I'm going to hone back into the feel-good fundamentals, but also honor the season, because sometimes, and it has taken me 30 years on this earth to really hone in on this and understand this, sometimes you actually need to idle. Sometimes it is valuable for you to be stuck. You need to be, maybe it's a season you're in, maybe it's a lesson you're learning, maybe it's something that you need to understand how to deal with. I had a friend speak to me not long ago. She was like, I've put all this work into this project and now that it's done, she was like, I'm in this weird limbo and I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not feeling inspired, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is the season you're in. You're meant to be idling. This is part of the plan. This is the part. And we can't always be like, go, 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 go. We have this next project to work on and this next phase of growth to be chipping away at. That's beautiful to have. But equally, we need those lulls. We need those seasons where we're just like, I'm just chilling for a bit because the priority has shifted, or
and that's where growth comes in too.
Exactly, something has come up, or being in this really weird season for 6 months, basically, has actually taught me just as much about myself as a really strong season of growth would. So I would have never developed the skills I have right now from this season if I did not go through it. There's no way I would have been able to deal with all of this stuff again later in life if I didn't experience it right now. I needed this, and it's built me into a much more resilient human. Even thinking back to when I got those results, beginning of this year, the spiral I went through, I could not cope. I couldn't speak to anyone. I couldn't see anyone. I deleted Instagram from my phone. I was not eating properly if I was eating at all, versus how I'm dealing with a scary situation, just as scary, if not more so scary, going for my first surgery to remove I almost said to delete a tumor.
We're
deleting
get out.
to remove a tumor, I'm dealing with it so much better now. Like, fuck. Like, I'm so proud of, like, I had to go through this shit. Like, the only way through it, like, the only way out of it, is through it. Like, I have to deal with it.
Yeah. And this is where in the moment it can feel like your world is crashing, walls are caving in.
Exactly.
And you work through it because life goes on and you got to keep moving. And then you go, that was like everything happens for a reason, right? And sometimes you can't feel it or see it in the moment. Sometimes it's weeks later, sometimes it's years later. And you go, that makes so much sense.
Of course.
Like that was a horrible time and I don't want to go back, but that had to happen. Yeah. I wouldn't change it because now I am where I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling like stuck, two things, I think this is where you have to practice your discernment. Like, do we have to get back to the basics? Have we maybe neglected the basics? Or are we actually just in a season where you're like, I actually just have to deal with this. Like, this is my idling season. Like, I'm just treading water here and this is just part of how it has to be for now. And that gets to be perfectly fine as well. Trust me, girlies. I've been in it for 6 months. I've been treading water for 6 months. So just mark my words though. It's game over.
The horse is about to be let loose.
I'm dead. Okay, we have some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
All right. One habit everyone should restart tomorrow.
Move your body.
Yeah.
Like literally get up and go for a walk. Like set a little timer on your iPhone and go for a 15-minute walk.
What's one thing people need to stop doing?
Scrolling, doom scrolling, get off your fucking phone. Sorry.
Hurry it. Put it on a t-shirt. Biggest thing keeping women stuck?
I'm going to say comparison. I'm sorry. I have spent so much more time off social media so far this year because #anxiety. But the comparison, like I have not felt jealous, competitive, behind, even though anxiety is telling me I am because I'm not working as much. I'm not comparing myself to anybody because I don't have the mental capacity. But in that regard, when it comes to like comparing and competitiveness and jealousy and like feeling behind, don't know her. Don't know her.
We love that.
Best confidence hack when you're feeling off?
I'm going to say go put some makeup on, do your hair, put a cute fit on. Instantly feel better.
Instantly.
What does locking back in mean to you?
Locking back in. I'm gonna go back to my feel good fundamentals.
We love those.
I would say this is very niche to me, but whenever I have a fresh new habit tracker template with my feel good fundamentals in there, I'm like, okay, the bitch is back.
Here she goes.
Ready.
Yeah. No, I love it. And this is where it's like, you know, people going through this time of year, it's somewhat normal to go through a slump. We've hit winter, or if you're overseas, there's a season change. But it's not looking at it going, I need to start again Monday or I need a new life. It is building back small consistency.
Exactly.
And, you know, you've spoken on your feel-good fundamentals, you've spoken on your standards, but that could be different for everyone. Like ours is going to be different. I feel like we're all in the same boat in terms of like health, wellness, fitness, nutrition. But it could be different for everyone. Like business could be at the top of someone's list, or family, child, whatever it is. So I think everyone could probably re-listen to the episode and take the notes of what you've said, but really apply it to their life.
Exactly.
And how it's going to get them out of the slump.
Totally.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really hope people took a lot of value from this, and I'm absolutely sure they will. And I think the biggest thing here is we idolize all these people on social media and we think everyone has perfect lives, but at the end of the day, everyone's going through something, and it's just how they navigate it is the biggest thing. So we also appreciate you being vulnerable online and opening up about it, which I think is so, so important, because for someone that looks like they have everything together, just knowing that like you do have things going on behind the scenes, but you still continue to show up is so important.
Thank you.
This episode will have gone live post-surgery. Yeah. But good luck anyway.
Thank you, darling.
We'll be in touch. And guys, the bitch is back. Probably by now.
Hopefully by now. Yeah, we'll see.
But thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to follow, like, I was going to say subscribe, but oh yes, YouTube, whatever. All same thing, you know. And follow Bec Stewart __
Yeah, girl.
on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. She's consistent on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Been loving them.
Pretty good.
Thank you guys, and we'll be back in your ears next week.
Bye.